Barca are robbed of victory, Bale is going nowhere, Spurs face a crisis, you've got a transfer roundup and today's Friday Feels all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Frodig, you are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. And it's my birthday, so I'm well excited. I'm actually not excited because the Spurs news is just terrible. Just terrible. Bring on the cake. So first up, and Angel Correa scored the winner for Atletico Madrid in what was an unbelievably exciting game of football. For the neutrals, that is. If you're a Barcelona fan, you're going to be pretty pissed off. And having seen most of the game, rightly so. Lionel Messi had a goal disallowed for a handball which literally hit him here, like not even close to his hand or lower arm, here. And then Vidal was offside by the finest of margins. Both of these goals could have put Barcelona out of sight, but it didn't. They were 2-1 up going into the last 10 minutes. A Morata penalty and a Correa goal, which Neto probably should have saved, mean that now we have a Madrid derby on Sunday. That's pretty cool, but a Clasico would have been just as great. For Barcelona, don't get me wrong, as I mentioned, the VAR decisions were pretty ridiculous, but on the flip side, they've got to take their chances. They shouldn't be going into the last 10 minutes with Atletico Madrid having either a slither of hope. But fair play to them, and Diego Simeone's side kept battling and managed to go ahead and get the win. So I've been asking myself a question the last few days with that game and the Real Madrid game against Valencia. Does this actually mean anything for the league? Will we see a turn in form for either side? Maybe Atletico feel they now have the prowess to go and push on, especially if they go and win the Super Cup. I'm not entirely sure. Yes, the players were giving it a lot of effort, but once they get back to the daily grind and the routine of La Liga, I'm sure that Madrid and Barcelona will be the ones to kick on. I'm not sure Valencia or Atletico have got anything to do about chasing them. Moving on next though, and to more La Liga stories from Gareth Bale. Apparently his agent has said that he's not going to be leaving this month and it's highly likely he'll be leaving the club in the summer. Honestly, I'm getting pretty sick and tired. We all know last summer, everyone was tired of the Neymar rumours. It was just a load of rubbish. Then Paul Pogba started to get on everyone's nerves, and now finally it's Gareth Bale. I mean, from here on out, unless he moves club, I may as well not talk about him. I did, however, mention him yesterday in a video, which I'll leave right around here, on 5 players who potentially could leave in January. Obviously, that was very poorly timed as his agent mentioned that he won't be leaving yesterday as we put the video out. But regardless of such, I just can't see Bale staying. He's got a contract till 2022, and even though his agent doesn't want him to go, surely Real Madrid are going to be so desperate to sell him, they will eventually let him leave, even for a free transfer. Or if they get a pretty good deal in return in terms of money, or in terms of, which is more important, a good player to replace him with. Where Gareth Bale will end up, nobody actually knows, but at the moment, Spurs could probably do with him. They are facing a massive crisis in the form of a load of injuries, and now to their star player, Harry Kane. After coming off against Southampton, surgery has now been undertaken on his left hamstring, and it looks like the England forward may be out until the end of April. Now, not only does this completely and utterly derail Spurs' season, or what was left of Spurs' season, but it also puts England's Euro 2020 chances under a little bit of threat. Now, this is where, especially if you guys are on Twitter, you'll come across all sorts of nonsense about Harry Kane and he shouldn't be playing and he's rushing himself back. He is England's captain, the best striker England have got out and out, the most proven and one of the best strikers in the world. For anyone to say that England would be better off at Euro 2020 without him is pretty ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, England have got loads of players who can back him up. Tammy Abraham's been brilliant. If Gareth Southgate could talk Jamie Vardy out of retirement, that'd be even better. There's obviously Sancho, there's Raheem Sterling, there's loads of fantastic players who could fill in and do a brilliant job for England, but they are going to be a little bit worse off without Kane. I think he will be fit for that, basically, if he gives up the rest of the season at Spurs. Could we have seen the last of Harry Kane in a Spurs shirt? Who knows, we'll have to wait and see. What it does mean though is Spurs are looking extraordinarily blunt in attack and Heung-min Son's going to have to do it all himself. Not quite possible, although he did try against Burnley. As for a replacement, well, apparently Chichov-Piontek could be moving to Spurs in a deal for around 28 million, but it looks as though AC Milan aren't willing to accept that just yet and may want a player in return. So next up, we come to a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news. So Mikel Arteta has said he has managed to convince Granit Xhaka to stay at Arsenal. Newcastle will have to pay around 22 million if they want to sign Ademola Lookman from RB Leipzig. Patrick Cutrone's ill-fated spell at Wolves looks to have come to an end as he's joined Fiorentina on loan for the rest of the season with an option to buy at the end of the campaign. And Paulo Dybala is set to be offered a new contract at Juventus as he is now seen as a key player for the future. So lastly but not least, we come to today's Friday Feels. This is where you guys leave your predictions for the weekend's football in the comment section below, and I'll read out some of the correct ones on Monday. For me, it's a pretty big weekend of football. First off, Liverpool are going to absolutely trash Spurs 3-0. 4-0. Secondly, and I think that Atletico Madrid are going to win the Spanish Super Cup 2-1 over City rivals Real. And lastly but not least, Lazio can continue their massive form with a 2-0 victory against Napoli. Ciro Immobile is going to get on the score sheet again. He is on fire. Of course, that's all from me, so make sure you let me know your thoughts on the Friday Feels and the rest of today's daily news in the comment section below. Whilst you're there, you can smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on Onefootball. But until next time, have a great weekend. I know I will, and I will see you guys later.